Good afternoon. It's the 5th of January 2021. Happy New Year to you all. And DJI have provided us with new firmware for the DJI Pocket 2. Amongst the features is a complete implementation of the full lock for the gimbal. This means you can now lock the gimbal on permanently in one direction. And I'm just going to give a quick demo of what you can use that for. Now, in front of me, the other way around from the way I'm currently pointing, there's a new building going up, and I'll spin round to look at that. And perhaps for this piece we can imagine I'm going to be saying something about the features of this building or something relevant to it, and I want to start speaking and then I want to walk into the shot. Now that's something you can do with this new full lock option. So, okay, now you can see the camera is pointing directly at the building itself. Nothing remarkable about that. What you probably can't actually tell is that I'm wobbling the camera around in all directions, tilting it left and right, up and down, and the picture's staying rock solid. But let's say I now want to introduce myself into the picture to say some more about this interesting new building. So I'm rotating myself anti-clockwise so that my heels are about to point towards the building, and here I come into the picture. And if I adjust the camera relative to my face, I can shift myself sort of to one side of it or to the other side of the picture, whatever. But as you see, it's almost as if I have walked around the camera as if it was on a tripod, and behind me the building is still rock solid even though it's now actually behind me. So if I rotate around again, this time going around clockwise, you'll see that the building remains completely pointing, the camera remains completely pointing at the building, and I'm now out of shot behind with the radio mic on. Now the other thing I can say about this is that, say that wasn't a building, let's pretend that was a live performance at a concert or something, and you want to take the whole concert pointing in one direction, but you don't want to have to keep your hand totally steady the whole time because your arm's going to drop off. In fact, at one moment, like right now, I'm going to actually change from one hand to the other. It's now in my right hand, it's now back in my left hand, and the picture is remaining undisturbed, whatever I do. One thing I should add, and that is that there's a difference between active track, where tracking an object, and locking onto a direction. So at the moment I've got active track pointing at this tree, and if I move around to the bit to the right, you'll see that the angle of the camera is changing as it follows the tree. I'm having to move fairly slowly, otherwise it'll lose it. See, if I move too fast, oh, it's doing quite well. But as you can see, the camera is swinging to keep the tree in the middle of the picture. Now if I turn off active track and now lock the gimbal like that, as I move, you can see the camera is staying locked onto the house behind. I'm doing exactly the same movement as I did before, but whatever I do, the camera will not swing to look further up the road. It's staying locked onto the house behind, while as I move left and right, the tree's moving out of the picture. And notice also that I can move pretty rapidly and nothing happens to the picture. We're stuck with the tree behind, we're stuck to the house behind the tree. Just an important difference to notice in the behaviour and the purpose of using full lock. Thanks.